The Manhattan Project was one of the most secretive and significant scientific programs in human history. During World War II, the United States led a massive effort to develop the world's first atomic bomb. The project involved thousands of scientists, engineers, soldiers, and workers working in secret across multiple locations. The success of the Manhattan Project led directly to the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Events that changed warfare, global politics, and the future of humanity forever. This story is not only about science, it is about fear, power, politics, and the moral questions surrounding nuclear weapons. To understand the Manhattan Project, we must first understand the world in the early 1940s. World War II was the largest and most destructive war in history. The conflict involved dozens of countries and caused more than 70 million deaths worldwide. The war began in 1939 when Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. The main sides in the war were the Axis powers, Germany, Italy, Japan, the Allied powers, United States, United Kingdom, Soviet Union, China, France. At the start of the war, Germany was making rapid military advances in Europe. Scientists around the world feared that Nazi Germany might develop a powerful new weapon based on recent discoveries in nuclear physics. This fear became the driving force behind the Manhattan Project. The scientific foundation for atomic weapons began in 1938, when German chemists discovered nuclear fission. Nuclear fission occurs when the nucleus of an atom splits into two smaller parts. When this happens, a tremendous amount of energy is released. Additional neutrons are produced. These neutrons can split more atoms. This creates a chain reaction that releases enormous energy in a very short time. Scientists quickly realized that if this reaction could be controlled, it could produce powerful new energy sources or devastating weapons. Many physicists feared that Nazi Germany might use this discovery to create an atomic bomb. One of the most important moments leading to the Manhattan Project was a letter sent in 1939 to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The letter was written by physicist Leo Szilard and signed by the famous scientist Albert Einstein. The letter warned that Germany might develop atomic bombs. The United States needed to start nuclear research immediately. Uranium could become the most powerful weapon ever created. President Roosevelt took the warning seriously. Soon after, the United States began funding secret research into nuclear weapons. This effort eventually became the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project officially began in 1942 under the leadership of the United States Army Corps of Engineers. The project was named after the Manhattan Engineer District, where early administrative offices were located. The program became one of the largest scientific and industrial efforts in history. Key facts: more than 130,000 people worked on the project. It cost about $2 billion in the 1940s, over $25 billion today. Facilities were built in multiple secret locations. Major sites included Los Alamos, New Mexico, where scientists designed and assembled the atomic bomb; Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where uranium was enriched; Hanford, Washington, where plutonium was produced in nuclear reactors. These locations were highly secret. Many workers did not even know what they were building. The Manhattan Project brought together some of the greatest scientists in the world. The scientific director was J. Robert Oppenheimer, a brilliant theoretical physicist. Because of his leadership in building the atomic bomb, he later became known as the father of the atomic bomb. Other key scientists included Enrico Fermi, built the first nuclear reactor. Niels Bohr contributed to nuclear theory. Richard Feynman, young physicist who later became famous. Many of these scientists were immigrants or refugees from Europe who had fled Nazi persecution. They believed they were racing against Germany to develop the bomb first. One of the key breakthroughs occurred in 1942 at the University of Chicago. Physicist Enrico Fermi and his team built the world's first nuclear reactor, called Chicago Pile 1. On December 2, 1942, he successfully produced the first controlled nuclear chain reaction in history. This experiment proved that nuclear reactions could be controlled and sustained. It was a critical step toward creating an atomic bomb. After years of research and development, the Manhattan Project reached its final stage in 1945. The first atomic bomb test, called Trinity, took place on July 16, 1945, in the desert of New Mexico. When the bomb exploded, the explosion created a massive fireball. A mushroom cloud rose high into the sky. The blast released energy equal to 20,000 tons of TNT. Many scientists watching the test realized the terrifying power of the weapon they had created. Oppenheimer later recalled a line from the Bhagavad Gita, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." After the Trinity test, the United States had a powerful new weapon. President Harry S. Truman had to decide whether to use it. American leaders believed the bomb might end the war quickly, prevent a costly invasion of Japan, save American soldiers' lives. Japan had not yet surrendered despite heavy bombing and military losses. Truman ultimately approved the use of atomic weapons against Japan. On August 6, 1945, the United States dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The bomb, called Little Boy, was carried by a B-29 bomber named the Enola Gay.